things. But whenever I was a kid, you know, if you mess with one of us, you mess with all of us. We was all partners. And we was all going to the detention center together. And we was all committing crimes. And, you know, we was all poor. None of us had money, you know. So we was all, and of course, coming from my family, I was learning from my family how to break into houses, how to steal stuff, how to rob drug dealers. I remember one time, my uncles and my dad had they set up a crack dealer to come down to our house so they could rob them. We lived off Raymond Road on a street called Marsalis Lane. And Marsalis Lane, it's like you go downhill to get to the bottom of the hill, that's the road. And our house was at the very dead end. So they had this crack dealer. They had me and my brother hide behind the house next door. I had a big oak stick, and my brother had a baseball bat. And when the drug dealer pulled into the driveway, they pushed a broke down car behind them. And my dad yelled, "Come on, boys." And me and my brother come running. And I swung my oak stick and took the back glass out of the car. My dad opened one door, my uncle opened the other, and they pulled them out. Didn't get any drugs off. I think they got 3 rocks off of them. Some yelling and some screaming. My dad stabbed one lady in the leg with a knife. You know, it was all just kind of a real fast blur to me. I was 15 years old, you know what I mean? And so I remember they pushed the car. It was a little old Chevette, one of them little small hatchback cars. It was broke down. They pushed it back out the way. And that drug dealer, I've never seen somebody, he never turned the car around. He went in reverse all the way up that hill as fast as he could to get out of there. I remember we went inside and the phone rang. This is when we had wall phones. And the phone rang and my dad answered, and it was the lady that was in the car that he stabbed. That's who they knew. She was bringing them some crack rock. And she thanked my dad for not killing her and told him to go outside and look next to the tree that they threw a sack of rocks out. And my dad went outside and come back in with a sack of rocks about that big around. And all of us smoked it. I smoked it with my mom and dad right next to them at 15 years old, you know. So that's all I ever knew. You know what I mean? Like coming up, you know, I still had that influence of my granny with me. And I knew about Jesus, and I believed in it, and I believed in everything that the Bible spoke about. But at that age, when you're engulfed in this environment right here, everything else kind of goes to the wayside, because this is my reality. This is what I'm living in. This is all I see every day. So this is really what's molding me. If that's what you're absorbing, then that'll mold your mind, right? You see what I'm saying? Well, everything that I was absorbing was all negative. It was all drugs, violence, crime, robbery. And then when I turned, actually, let me backtrack a little bit. At 12 years old, I started getting into gangs.